world God made was perfect. We saw that in Genesis 1. Every tree, every river, every creature, good. And then Genesis 3 happened. One choice, one moment, and everything broke. But here is what you might not realize. The breaking did not stop there. It spread, generation by generation, family by family, heart by heart. By the time we reach Genesis 6, the world looks nothing like what God made. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil, continually. Every intention, only evil, continually. Not sometimes, not mostly, not when tempted. Every single thought, every single moment, only evil. And then the Bible says something that stops me every time I read it. And the Lord was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him to his heart. Grieved him to his heart. God felt grief. Not anger first. Not judgment first. Grief. The Creator looking at his creation and feeling the pain of a parent watching their child destroy their own life. This is the God of the Bible. Not cold. Not distant. Not unmoved. Grieved. To his heart. And God made a decision. He would start over. But then, 3 words that change everything. But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. In a world full of only evil, God found one man. Just one. And that was enough. Now I want you to hear this carefully. The Bible does not say Noah was perfect. It says he was righteous. It says he walked with God. In a generation that had completely forgotten God, Noah still walked with him. Every single day, while everyone around him was going one direction, Noah went another. And God noticed. God came to Noah and said, I am going to bring a flood. I want you to build an ark. Now think about what God just asked. Build a boat. Not near water. Not by the ocean. Not anywhere that makes sense. Just build it. And here is the part that gets me. There is no record that Noah argued. There is no record that he asked for proof. There is no record that he said, God, are you sure about this? Noah did everything that God commanded him. That is it. That is the whole sentence. In a world that had abandoned God entirely, one man still trusted him completely. So Noah built, day after day, year after year. We do not know exactly how long it took, but we know what the people around him were doing while he built. They were watching, and they were laughing. A man building a massive boat in the middle of dry land. for a flood that had never happened before, from a God that nobody believed in anymore. And Noah kept building. I want you to feel the weight of that. Not just the obedience, the loneliness. Every day going to work on something that made no sense to anyone around him. Every day choosing to trust a voice that nobody else could hear. Every day being the only one. Maybe you know what that feels like. Being the only one in your family who believes. Being the only one in your circle who lives differently. Being the only one building something that nobody around you understands. Noah was there first. And then the day came. God said to Noah, "Go into the ark, you and all your household, for I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation." Notice that. God did not just save Noah. He saved everyone in Noah's house. Your faithfulness never affects only you. The animals came, 2 by 2, every kind. And then God closed the door. Not Noah, God. The same hands that formed Adam from dust closed the door of the ark. And it began to rain. The windows of heaven opened. The fountains of the deep burst forth. For 40 days and 40 nights, the water fell. Everything that had breath on the dry land died. But the ark floated. Inside that ark, surrounded by the judgment of God, 8 people were safe. Not because they deserved it more than everyone else, but because they were in the ark. 150 days the water covered the earth. 150 days on a boat with no land in sight. No GPS. No map. No way to know when it would end. Just trust. And then the Bible says, God remembered Noah. God remembered Noah. I want you to sit with that for a moment. 150 days on the water. 150 days of silence. 150 days of not knowing. And then God remembered. He sent a wind. The waters began to recede. The mountains appeared. And finally, the ground was dry. And God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark." The first thing Noah did when he stepped onto dry ground was build an altar. Not a house. Not a shelter. Not food storage. An altar. He worshiped. Before he built anything for himself, he built something for God. And God made a covenant. Never again will I destroy every living creature. As long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. And he put a rainbow in the sky. A sign. A promise. between God and every living creature on the earth. Every time you see a rainbow, that is God keeping His word. Every single time. Now here's what I want you to take from this story today. The flood is not primarily a story about water. It is a story about one man, in a generation that had forgotten God, who chose to remember Him. And what God did with that one man. The world around Noah said, "There is no God." Noah said, "I will walk with him anyway." The world around Noah said, "That ark will never be needed." Noah said, "I will build it anyway." The world around Noah laughed, and Noah kept building. Here is the question. What is God asking you to build that makes no sense to the people around you? What is He asking you to trust that nobody else can see? What are you being faithful to while everyone around you is going the other direction? Because here is what the story of Noah tells us. God notices the one. In a world of billions going the wrong way, He still sees the one going the right way. He still remembers. He still saves. He still makes covenants. And when the flood comes, the ones who are in the ark are safe. Not because they are the best, but because they trusted the one who built the ark. If this hits something in you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And I will see you in the next one.